Welcome back to The Elusive Truth. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is Nick Nayersina, a popular YouTuber who has kind of come to prominence as of late, probably in part because of his collaboration with the popular OnlyFans girl / porn star Sky Bri. Now, Nick Nayersina has recently gotten in a relationship with Sky Bri. Relationship, ostensibly. We don't know for sure if it's true or not. It could easily be like a Lana Rhoades, Mike Malek kind of thing. They could be doing a massive troll, but something tells me they actually are. Either there's feelings there or they are in an actual relationship. And whether they are or aren't, I just want to say why I think Nick Nayersina would be making an absolutely reprehensible, just egregious decision to get into any sort of entanglement, right? Entanglement. Jada Pinkett Smith's favorite word. So the main reason Nick Nayersina should not get into any sort of relationship at all with Sky Bri is because of what she has done in her past.
The quality of men that are into me has gone down because they don't want to be seen with a girl that's on the internet having sex. Yeah. So that's been hard.
Do you think they're wrong for that, or does that make sense to you?
I don't think they're wrong at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with not wanting to be with someone that has done porn. Yeah. I think that's completely understandable.
I know a lot of women in particular get very upset by this. There's even some dudes that don't get it that get upset by this. But where a woman has been in her past is very indicative as to what she's going to do in her future. We are creatures of habit. History amongst human beings often repeats itself. There's a reason why they do a background check at a job, because it's indicative as to if you've done anything wrong, you're more likely to do it in the beginning. And the higher level jobs, the more they'll call your friends, they'll call your family, they'll call previous employers. And, some of them might even do very extensive background checks to try to see where you've been and what you've been up to your whole life to see if you're a good fit for the company. You should be the same way with women that you date. You should not just be accepting girls and women into your life just because they're hot, just because they look a certain way, just because maybe the connection in the bedroom is a certain way. You should be very, very particular. Now, the reason why a woman doing porn, doing OnlyFans, doing things like this is going to be a no-go and a monumental, just incontrovertible red flag, one that you should be very, very wary of and one that you should tread carefully on, is because it's very indicative as to what she could do in the future. So if she's already crossed those types of boundaries and she's already gone to those lengths in her career, in her life, it's already all over the internet. Any kid, any person, any human being can Google her name and find pictures of her naked or having sex on camera in a matter of seconds. That's a huge red flag, and that's frankly just embarrassing to you as a man. And if she's already crossed those boundaries sexually with her body, who's to say, she's not going to go hook up with another guy the second she's not getting validation from you or you guys get into a fight? Who's to say she's not going to start seeking attention from other men the second you guys get in a fight or something goes wrong in the relationship? Who's to say she's going to want to be single to you? She's in her prime. She's in her early 20s. This is the peak years where she's getting all the attention. And she's already done things on the internet to get a lot of attention. Who's to say she's not going to go back to that? More importantly, if she doesn't value her body and she doesn't value her reputation enough to do something like that, what else is she capable of doing? If she is so inclined to damage her own reputation or just put herself in such a specific, very, very out there, peculiar, rated R sort of perception or sort of industry and really not care about it. And she even said in a Bradley Martin podcast, I believe this was another one she was on, that she actually regretted doing some of the things she does. So, maybe she regrets it, but she still did it. So it is what it is. She still crossed those boundaries. She's still very capable of doing that again. And she even said it's been hard to find someone because of that. Rightly so. Nick Nayersina, has potentially fallen into the trap of her, and this could end badly for him. So you always want to look at a woman's past to see where she's been and where she's going. Where she's been is a direct correlation as to where she's going in the future. And I think this could be a big distraction for Nick Nayersina. And I think that he should just double down on his career, on his YouTube, on making money, and not get focused on getting in a relationship with her. Again, it could be all for clout. We don't know for sure, but something tells me it is real. And when you fall in love with a girl who's done those things, it's very, very detrimental to you. It's very, very detrimental to your career. There's a lot to lose. Society looks at her a certain way. You get tied into that perception of being with her, and that can affect you in different ways. You know, it's not uncommon if they break up, she's going to go right back to that life. She might be tempted to go back to that life, you know, with you with you still being in a relationship. She said on other podcasts too, like the Adam22 podcast, No Jumper, how many dudes she's banged, and you know, just all these bodies she has and all these celebrities she's hooked up with. And you have to look at those things and understand how a girl like that can really destroy your future. If you double down on her, and heaven forbid you ever have a kid with her. You don't want to have any sort of emotional dependency or any sort of dependency at all on a woman like that, because they've already shown who they are. They don't care about their own reputation. They don't care about how their actions affect anyone around them. It's such a just immediate, illuminated red flag of their lack of kind of respect for themselves, respect for other people, and even just respect for their own careers, especially if they know they're not going to be doing that forever. So if Nick ever sees this video, I would say don't do it. Cut, run, focus on yourself. Don't get in a relationship with Sky Bri. I would say don't get in a relationship with any girl who's doing any sort of sexual acts on OnlyFans. Any sort of girl who has done porn in the past or anything like that. Focus on yourself, G. You're too young. You need to learn more about women. You're too young to start getting in a relationship, especially with a woman like that, where there's a lot of presuppositions, there's a lot of preconceived notions, there's a lot of complexity to it, there's a lot of things you need to understand. You're still learning about female nature, you're still learning about just females in general, the way they move, the way they mate, the way they hook up, what makes a woman like you. You're still learning all these things, and women are very complicated, so you need all the experience that you can get. Everyone's learning, so am I. As men, we always have to keep growing and learning. Do not get in a relationship in your early 20s or really your 20s at all, especially not with a woman like Sky Bri. This is The Elusive Truth, and until next time.